Coming out here afterwards, and those of you who joined up after the service. This is my new friend and brother Justin. If you haven't met him, he's a great guy. He gives the whole Christian donut man a brand new meaning. I'm going to read a passage for us real quick, and then we're going to dunk him. This is Colossians 2, verse 11 through 15. In Christ also you were circumcised with a circumcision made without hands, by putting off the body of the flesh, by the circumcision of Christ, having been buried with him in baptism, in which you were also raised with him through faith in the powerful working of God, who raised him from the dead. And you, who were dead in your trespasses and the uncircumcision of your flesh, God made alive together with him, having forgiven us all our trespasses, by canceling the record of debt that stood against us with its legal demands. This he set aside, nailing it to the cross. He disarmed the rulers and authorities and put them to open shame by triumphing over them in him. And so what we do here tonight with baptism, it's one of the sacraments along with communion, and it's a huge parable of what's happened in Justin's life. About 4 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago, I forget when it was, but he had been coming to church with us a little bit. He had been going to Day Spring a little bit. And then finally he broke while watching TV. He kept hearing, just accept it. Just accept it. He had been running, and finally it broke. Just like we read in that passage, you were dead in your trespasses. A dead man can't do much for himself. In fact, he can't do anything. But the verse says that God made us alive. And so Justin has been made alive. There's this whole thing that we've been hammering into our people's heads at Living Hope, that there is a living hope because God is about new creation, that he is doing something big in the world. He's not scrapping all this, but that he is renewing it. And we are the first fruits of that work. And so we're seeing it in the life of Justin. It's been awesome to see the progress, the growth, meeting with him at 6 o'clock at Panera, Joel and me, and it hurts, but it's glorious when we get there. While we're driving, we're in a bad mood, we're mad, it's way too early to be awake, and then we get there and we start hearing him tell us a synopsis of Genesis. We're like, holy crap, who reads Genesis and is excited about it? It's awesome to see what God is doing in Justin's life. And as he said himself, God just tackled him. He wasn't looking for God, but God was looking for him. It's an amazing thing. And so this whole idea of baptism is a huge parable of what happened at Calvary, that there was death, then there was resurrection, and the same is true with Justin. And it's a foreshadowing of what happened historically on the cross and what is going to happen in the new heavens and new earth, this whole resurrection of all things. So it's an amazing thing, and just like the end of the passage said, it's not just telling the gospel story to us, but it is a reminder of the triumph of Christ over the rulers and authorities, that it sends reverberations, just as we're going to see the ripple effect in the water, that there's a ripple effect in the intangible, invisible sphere where the rulers, authorities, demonic powers will remember, holy crap, something happened 2,000 years ago that took over what we were trying to do, namely Christ and his ascension, his authority that had been given to him, his kingship, his lordship in all of the universe. So that's what we're celebrating. Lots and lots of stuff, but I'll leave it at that. So, Justin, you ready?
Ready, man.
Ready, awesome. We rehearsed this twice, so you got it. Buried with Christ, raised to walk with him in newness of life.
Amen.
Justin 2.0.